Gwen Stefani snubs ex-Gavin Rossdale in Father's Day tribute to son stepdad Blake Shelton as fans rip "That's Cold." Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Fans criticized the singer for the absence, branding it cold. Gwen Stefani has been branded cold by followers after cutting ex-husband Gavin Rossdale out of her Father's Day post. The voice coach and, no doubt singer, posted a string of private family photos to mark the special occasion. In the pictures, Gwen's children, Kingston, 19, Suma, 16, and Apollo, 11, were seen alongside her husband, Blake Shelton, as well as her own father. Other photos showed Gwen cuddled up to her mom and dad backstage at the Voice family selfies, and Blake taking Apollo on a fishing trip. She wrote alongside the pics, "Happy Father's Day, Dad, and at Blake Shelton. We love you so much." However, fans were quick to comment that Gavin, the biological father of all three of her children, was notably absent from not just the photos, but being mentioned at all. "What about Gavin? Is he not around? Just curious," wrote one. A father figure isn't always determined by blood. It is love that goes beyond everything. "This family portrait really makes me happy," said a second. "Applaud you acknowledging Blake but omitting Gavin is cold," noted a third. "Even though you're divorced and you have children, he is the father of your children, and to be respectful," said a fourth. "There's nothing wrong with wishing him a happy Father's Day, matter of fact. I think it's very mature. Especially, it shows your children an example how to be as a human being. Happy Father's Day to your kid's actual dad, Gavin, who's very involved in their lives. He may have been a crappy husband, but he's been a great dad, so don't be petty." At Gwen Stefani, wrote a fifth, while multiple others simply added, "Happy Father's Day, Gavin Rossdale." In the comments section, Gavin Rossdale's new girlfriend, Joanna Zanetti, looks exactly like ex-Gwen Stefani in his new photo, as fans look twice. However, despite being branded cold for the omission, others declared that Gwen could do what she wanted. "You have no idea what agreement or arrangement they have regarding platform posts," wrote one defender. "They seem to have a great co-parenting relationship. There is nothing to judge here. Gwen doesn't need to acknowledge her ex. That's for the kids to acknowledge. Good for you, Gwen," declared a second. Moving on, Gwen and Gavin were married for nearly 12 years before they announced their split in 2015. It was noted at the time that it was an amicable parting, with the pair vowing to put their kids first. From that point, have been married since 2021, while Gavin is now dating Joanna Zanetti, who has been called a lookalike of his ex-wife. Gwen Stefani is once again making headlines, but this time it is not for her chart-topping music, her stunning fashion, or her glowing love story with country superstar Blake Shelton. Rather, it is the social media post she chose to share on Father's Day that has fans and followers buzzing all across the internet. The post in question was a heartfelt tribute to her husband Blake Shelton, a man she credits for being a devoted stepfather to her three sons. But what many noticed immediately was not just what was said, but what was left unsaid. There was no mention of Gavin Rossdale, the biological father of her children, a glaring omission that set off a storm of reactions online. Gwen's Father's Day tribute to Blake was nothing short of emotional and deeply personal. In the post, she praised him for stepping into the father role with such love, compassion, and consistency. She thanked him for being present and patient, and for making her boys feel safe and loved. Her words were accompanied by photos that showed tender moments between Blake and her sons, from casual family days on the farm to sweet selfies that showcased their bond. The post painted a picture of a close-knit blended family, and fans of the couple were quick to comment on how beautiful and touching it all seemed. However, not everyone was clapping. Some fans were quick to point out that her ex-husband Gavin Rossdale was noticeably absent from any recognition or mention in the post. Considering he is the father of her three children, many felt it was a cold move. Others were more vocal, using words like disrespectful and unnecessary to describe the omission on a day specifically meant to honor fathers. Critics argued that no matter the status of their relationship, Gavin still deserved some acknowledgement for his role as a dad. Did not take long for online threads to light up with debate. Some fans defended Gwen, saying that she had every right to honor the man who is currently showing up and being active in her sons' lives. They pointed out that Blake has been a constant presence, helping raise the boys day in and day out, whereas Gavin has had a more distant role in recent years. Others argued that personal feelings should not come into play on a day meant to honor fatherhood in all its forms, and that Gwen should have at least given Gavin a nod for the sake of the children. If nothing else, the situation only intensified when some fans pulled up past Father's Day posts from Gwen, which showed a similar pattern of recognizing Blake while ignoring Gavin. This added fuel to the fire for those who believe that she is intentionally erasing her ex from these key family moments. While Gwen has never publicly commented on the current state of her relationship with Gavin, it is widely known that their split was painful and marked by rumors of infidelity and emotional strain. The two have maintained minimal public interactions since their divorce, with most of their communication reportedly limited to co-parenting matters. As the backlash gained traction, some fans began to turn their attention to Gavin himself, who has remained quiet on the issue, although he did post a simple photo on his own social media honoring his own father. He made no mention of Gwen or his sons in his post, something that fans also picked up on and interpreted in various ways. Some saw it as a classy way to sidestep drama, while others read it as a sign of deeper fractures in the co-parenting relationship with Gwen. Meanwhile, Blake Shelton appeared unaware or unbothered by the online controversy, continuing to share lighthearted content and thanking fans for their warm messages. He and Gwen have long presented a united front, showing the world how their love story has evolved from co-workers on a singing competition show to partners in marriage and family life. Blake has often spoken openly about the challenges and joys of stepping into a father figure role for Gwen's sons, calling it the most important job he has ever had. In interviews, he has expressed a deep love and respect for the boys, saying that they have changed his life in the most unexpected ways. For Gwen, this Father's Day was clearly about honoring the man who is there now, in the everyday moments. The one who is helping raise her sons with love, humor and dedication. Still, the absence of any recognition for Gavin was enough to overshadow the tribute in the eyes of many. The response from the public has revealed just how sensitive and complex blended family dynamics can be, especially when played out in the public eye. Celebrities like Gwen and Blake live their lives under a microscope, and every post, every word, every omission is scrutinized, interpreted, and debated. This controversy speaks to broader questions about modern parenting, co-parenting boundaries, and emotional loyalty. Fans have become deeply invested in Gwen's life, both because of her long-standing music career and her very public romantic relationships, from her edgy beginnings in No Doubt to her evolution into pop royalty and now her country fairy tale with Blake. She has maintained a devoted following that watches every step of her journey with keen interest. Perhaps that is why this particular post stirred such a reaction. It was not just about who was included, but about who was excluded and what that exclusion seemed to represent. Despite the uproar, many fans remain supportive of Gwen and stand by her right to express her love and gratitude for Blake without having to include someone from her past. They argue that she should not be held to a standard that forces her to honor a relationship that no longer serves her or her family. On the flip side, others believe that acknowledging Gavin even briefly would have shown grace, maturity, and an understanding that honoring fatherhood does not require personal closeness or forgiveness. As the dust begins to settle, the moment serves as a reminder of how complicated life can be after divorce, especially when new partners enter the picture. Gwen Stefani is clearly in love and happy with Blake Shelton, and she wants the world to know it. But in doing so, she may have unintentionally hurt or alienated some of her fans who see fatherhood as something sacred regardless of marital status. The reaction to her post shows that in the court of public opinion, even a heartfelt message can become a flashpoint for division, judgment, and emotional debate. Gwen has always been a fiercely independent and authentic voice in music and life, and it is unlikely that this backlash will silence her or alter how she expresses herself in the future. Still, this Father's Day moment has opened up a conversation about what it means to honor fathers who are no longer partners, and how to navigate that space with kindness and grace without losing sight of the realities of the present. Her post may have celebrated Blake Shelton, but it also ignited a cultural dialogue about the balance between love, loyalty, and the many layers of family that continue to shape our lives even long after the wedding vows are broken and new ones are made. As fans continue to voice their opinions and as the news cycle inevitably moves forward, the true meaning of the moment lies not just in the post itself, but in the emotions it triggered, the loyalties it tested, and the values it revealed. Gwen Stefani is not the first celebrity to face backlash for navigating personal family matters in public, and she will certainly not be the last. But in the ever-evolving story of her life, this Father's Day will now be remembered as more than just a tribute. It will be remembered as a mirror that reflected the complicated truths of modern love, modern parenting, and the deep emotional threads that bind us all, even when they are stretched across time, pain, and transformation. Thanks for watching this video. And please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.